Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to Lakers Talk with Gerald. Happy to see everybody back. This is episode number 24 on the podcast, and it's also going to be number 9 on the videos. So, thank you guys once again. It's been a day since the Lakers, or 2 days since the Lakers last played. It was Tuesday, January 15th, and we're going to get in the game. They played the Chicago Bulls. And before I get into that, guys, you see the microphone right there centered. That's something a little different that I'm trying. I'm just center line the mic, putting it right there. And, it's a Yeti. It's something that I just got. The last video and podcast that I did, I used this Yeti. And I think it sounds better. I got some feedback that it did. Guys, I can't tell a big difference. That's just me. Hopefully, this is over $100 and something. I'm really hoping this makes a difference. If not, I may go back to the other one. Who knows? But all right, guys, see I'm sporting my LA Lakers, or this is not Lakers, but Los Angeles I'm sporting. I don't have too many Lakers hats. I think I need to step that up. And I probably will do that next time. I'm going to order some more Lakers hats, some more Lakers gear, so you can see me wearing those things. And, yeah, it'll be nice. So, guys, one other thing I just want to apologize about. If you were here and you watched the last video, look, I didn't realize it was too late, which the audio and the video were a little off, which throws the whole video off because I'm talking and I have hand movements and things like that. And you can clearly see that it's just off by, even if it's a second or half a second or something like that. So that's something that I'm going to go back and edit that video, and then I'm going to put it back up. So, if you want to go back and watch it after today, it should be fine. It should be great. And then, of course, this video should be good too. Let me know how things look, how things sound. If you ever feel something's a little bit off, feel free to put some in the comments. I'm always about learning. I'm always about adjusting. I'm always about tweaking things. If things can be tweaked, I'm all for it. All right, guys. So, episode number 24. Let's get into it. The Lakers last played the Chicago Bulls. We end up winning that game. Finally, we got a victory, which we much needed. I mean, the standings, we were just falling down. I mean, yeah, we needed that win. I mean, you guys been watching, So we ended up winning 107 to 100. The game in the first half, the game was just back and forth, low scoring first half. We didn't tend to, every time we scored, we really couldn't stop them from scoring. It really was going back and forth. Look, Lonzo Ball, I want to go ahead and shout him out right now. Lonzo Ball had a great game, very aggressive, hitting his shots, dunking on people, driving to the lane, getting assists, getting rebounds, hitting three-pointers. I mean, he was doing it all in this game, all around. He was the best player in the game today, definitely, by far, I would say. All right? So, yeah, the first half, it was pretty close, back and forth, low-scoring game. Second half, the third quarter, Lonzo hit three-pointers in a row at one point, just doing well. We ended up taking a little bit of a lead. At one point, we eventually in the fourth quarter get up by close to 20 points or so. But in the last 4 or 5 minutes, they storm back. They're fouling. They're playing it. They're hitting threes, and we're getting turnovers, and we really were. Excuse me, guys. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna have my drink of coffee. See, I got a little bit different cup this time. Bear with me for a second. It is early in the morning, and most times I started out with tea, but every now and then, I'll go for this coffee here because I need that extra little bit of caffeine or jolt, whatever it may be. But guys, as I was saying, I would give Lonzo Ball the MVP of that game. But jumping back to the fourth quarter, Chicago Bulls just came. They were trying to play. They were fouling, things like that. They ended up just started getting back, and we kept having to shoot free throws, and they literally got within 6 points or something like that, being down 18 points within the last couple minutes of the game. Not a huge big deal, but it did kind of look kind of bad that it looked like the Lakers started just kind of like, okay, we're up by 18. We don't have to play defense. We don't have to really play. And it started to show. And to me, sometimes that can cancel out a good game. If we're looking good, playing right, look like we're just dominating the team, and then we just let off the gas in the last couple of minutes, sometimes that looks kind of weak. And other teams are going to be like, we see that even if the Lakers got a 10-point lead, we can come back and win in the last couple of minutes. Things like that really do leave an impression on people and other teams. They watch these games. When they're not playing, sometimes they'll sit there and watch highlights. They might sit there and watch the full game. You'll see LeBron James make comments on the game he's watching, highlight plays or a dunk or something. He'll tweet out, things like that. So that goes to show that even the greatest player is sitting there watching other games. Might be watching the Celtics, might be watching the 76ers. So the teams, they're watching us too. Not only that, they go back and look at the highlights in the film and do their homework before they come play the Lakers. So yeah, that's probably not a good sign. So try to hold up, get better on that, Lakers. All right, guys, something I'm gonna do a little bit different. One of my other episodes, if you've been riding with me through all these 24 podcasts, early on I talked about how I got started watching the Lakers, how I grew up, and my stepfather was like big Lakers fan, and then I just, hey, we were watching back in 88, 87, they were winning those back-to-back championships. But I also talked about how I would always go get all these basketball cards. I would go buy them from the local store down the street, and that was around 89, 90, things like that. And I was saying how I was buying NBA hoops. Those were the cheaper ones. I didn't have a lot of money back then. Look, I went and got those. More bang for my buck, at least what I was thinking. I didn't realize, the other expensive ones were like the Skybox, and not so expensive either were the Fleer. I was buying NBA hoops. What I learned later down the road is they're not worth as much as the Skybox, resale value if people are looking for that. But I said all that to say that I have some of those cards. It's almost 30 years later, 29 years later, I still have these cards. I'm going to share some with you. Now, I just broke out mostly the Lakers ones. You see, I keep them in the sleeve. I took out one of them, which is Irvin Magic Johnson. You can see he got the MVP this year. Now, if you guys can see that, Irvin Magic Johnson, I'm putting it up there. Most valuable player. The rest of these, all right, you see, I got all the cast here. Back in the day, I got Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, Sam Perkins, James Worthy, even got Michael Thompson up in there. And you can see I even got one that's a Fleer. Most of these are NBA hoops like I talked about. So guys, NBA hoops, got my Magic here. And so I used to collect these cards. I used to read all the stats, and on the back, if you don't know, so you can see there, it's got all the breakdown of all the stats. I don't know if that's in focus. You can see all the stats there listed. And so I used to go over all these stats. I used to have everything memorized, especially every Lakers. You couldn't talk to me and say anything. Don't talk about somebody and say, yeah, oh, Magic was 6'10". Like, no. Magic was 6'8", 215 pounds. I would just start spitting off the stats, spitting off everything. No, his arm reach was this. You couldn't tell me any stat because I read every one and had this stuff memorized. So as I'm looking at this, guys, we're going to do a little trivia. I'm going to look at some of these stats, and I'm going to ask you a question and see the true diehard Lakers out there, see if you know these things. So this is going to be in regard to Magic Johnson. All right, guys. So looking at here, it even shows his college years. The year he was born, his height, stats out of college. Okay, so the first question is going to be dealing with college. How many years did Magic Johnson play in college? All right, guys, I'm going to put that on there also as a poll. Did he play 1 year in college, 2 years, or 3 years? All right, let me know, 1, 2, or 3. That's going to be a poll on this YouTube video. All right, next question. What year did Magic enter the NBA draft? All right, that's going to be another one. I'm not going to put that as a poll, but you can go on there and, you can put that in the comments. All right, one other question is going to be this is, what pick in the draft was Magic Johnson? Okay, what pick? Meaning, was he drafted number 1, number 2, or number 3? I'm going to give you those three choices. That will be on the poll. First, second, or third in the draft year that he was drafted. All right, guys. So look out for these questions. Let me know. Go in there and click your polls. And we're gonna next episode we're gonna talk about these questions here. Okay. Hey guys, so I want to talk about something else as I'm looking at this card. It's been a while actually since I've looked at it. It's probably been a couple years because I haven't gone in and broken out. It was a little box I had it, or a folder that was tucked away in a closet in a drawer. So I'm looking at these, and something that's different now, three-point shots. Back in the day, it wasn't emphasized as much, and I didn't realize how much so, because looking at this card here, they didn't even have three-point stats on here. Not at all. I mean, it goes to show all these years, and it's showing his free throws, his field goals, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, points. No three-point percentage, not how many he made, none of that. Of course, they took three-pointers back then, but they didn't take nothing close to the volume of three-pointers they shoot now. The game was played a lot different back then. Now every team shoots 20, 30 three-pointers a game. Back then, they might have shot 8 or something like that a game. So now Steph Curry alone is shooting 8 to 10 three-pointers a game. So the game has changed a lot differently, and nothing more shows that they didn't even have three-point shooting stats on here. That's to go look up his three-point stats, you would have to go Google it or something. I don't know. I'm sure maybe Skybox had three-point shooting. Maybe that was a difference. Maybe that's why they were so much. I don't know. But NBA hoops, I wonder what this one is worth right now. Probably 30 cents or something like that. I don't know. Hey, any guys, do you want this out there? If you offer me $200, you know what? I'm going to ship you this card. And it better not be worth more. Don't get me now. Don't take advantage of me. Well, that's how life is, right? If you don't know, if you don't have knowledge on something, then that's just what it is. All right, so guys, yeah, NBA hoops, basketball cards, Los Angeles Lakers, LA. All right, game. Let's talk about what's coming up for the Lakers. Roundup, good win for the Lakers. We needed that win. It helped us out. Just trying to stay afloat, just trying to stay in the playoff race until LeBron comes back. A little bit of news about LeBron. He was reevaluated, and he was cleared to actually practice next time the Lakers practice. However, he's not going on the road trip. The Lakers actually going on a 2-game road trip. They're first going to be playing OKC, which is tonight. So, like I said, he's not going on that road trip. But when they get back, he is cleared to start practicing. So that doesn't mean he's going to come back and play right away. Usually how it works is he starts practicing first, or any injured player on the Lakers, they come back, start practicing first, and then they come, and after about a week or a few practices and they look good and feel good and there's no injuries or no pain, then they usually start playing after that. So I anticipate at least another week. Another week, guys, we're just going to have to hold in there. We are. All right, so let's look at, like I said, we played the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight without LeBron, without Rondo. That's going to be in OKC. Right now, OKC have been playing really well. We couldn't get the win against them when they came to our home court. Now we're going to be in theirs. I'm really hoping that we can somehow get up the momentum, and play a really good game. I mean, Lakers have it in them. We have the guys that if we're playing defense like we can, and they're not feeling intimidated and they're stepping up to the plate, we can pull off a win. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. Don't get me wrong. Worst case scenario, we lose the game. I want to look at the standings and see what we look like after that if we were to lose. So right now in the Western Conference, we are right outside of the playoff bubble. We're in 9th place right now. We're 24-21. The Utah Jazz, who we were tied with the other day, they won yesterday in a game, so now they're 25-21. So they have one more win than we have, which puts them on 8th place. Look, guys, so we're really gonna have to be on our game. If we lose 2-3 games in a row, just imagine. I mean, we're gonna fall further back. Sacramento Kings is right behind us in 10th place, and they're 23-21. Same amount of losses as us, one less win than us. So imagine if we lose tonight, that's going to probably put them ahead of us, and we're going to slide back. Minnesota is right behind them with only 2 more losses than us. New Orleans, 3 more losses than us. So we can't afford to really fall too far back. The good thing is, even if they do fall back into 10th place, 11th place, we're still not that. We're only a few games out of jumping right back up and getting back into the playoff race when LeBron comes back. So I'm not necessarily too worried as long as there's nothing major happens with LeBron and we can get him back in another week or so. And also Roundup should be coming back in another couple weeks. So when all that comes back together, I think we should be gelling right at the right time at the end of the season, and we should be coming back nice and healthy and then be able to just get back into things. So I'm going to run down the Western Conference standings. Golden State has now overcome Denver, and they're back in their rightful spot in first place. I told you guys earlier in the season that them being second or third in Western Conference, that wasn't going to last. That was just some little thing they weren't worried about. And the funny thing is, the game that they played Denver, who was number one, a couple days ago, and they blew Denver out. They beat them by 30, 40 points, or they something like that. I just know they Steph Curry in Golden State just hit a crazy number of 3-point shots, and they just tore them up. And that's the game that they overcame Denver, took first place, and they did it at Denver. So that says a whole lot. We already knew Golden State had that in them. Another thing about them, Boogie Cousins is going to be coming back here in the next few days from what I hear. So, man, they're just going to go to another level. All right, guys, so second place is Denver now. Then OKC is right behind them. Portland Trailblazers in fourth place in the Western Conference. Houston Rockets are in fifth place. San Antonio Spurs is in sixth place. Los Angeles Clippers are in seventh place. And then the Utah Jazz is in eighth. And then we're right underneath them. And so, like I said, we play OKC today. After today, the next game after that will be, let's just look at the dates here, looking at my phone. So today is Thursday, the 17th of January. We play Thunder at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be 6:30 Pacific Standard Time on TNT. Man, OKC is favored by 10 points. So that's a lot. I hope they don't get that. But, hey, you know, Lakers going to have to show up. All right, so then Friday, February the 18th, it doesn't look like we have a game. Not February the 18th, January the 18th. And then on Saturday, we actually play the Houston Rockets in Houston. Another tough game. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on ABC. And look, and then Sunday, no game. Monday, we come back and we play the Warriors. That's going to be at the Lakers. That's 3 tough games in a row. Wow. Imagine if we lose all 3 games. That's going to put us down. Oh, man, we're going to drop a little bit. So, man, if we can win 1 game out of that, that'd be a success for the most part. But if we can win 2, I mean, if we win 3, that's crazy out of that span without LeBron James. I'm not even going to – look, I'm a realist. I'm not going to sit here and be some crazy – just out of my mind fan. I want to be able to debate with other fans and be able to speak real talk here. I don't want you guys looking at me crazy and just everything I say. So one crazy thing, and you're not gonna nothing I say after that is legitimate. You know, you're gonna be like, heck is this dude? This dude is crazy. You don't know what he's talking about. Just talking crazy talk. So, all right, guys. I think that's gonna do it. That's gonna wrap it up for this video and this podcast, episode number 24, video number 9. Hey guys, please subscribe. You should see the link now down there, Lakers Talk with Gerald. Click on that, subscribe. Also, click on one of my other 2 videos that I'm putting there. And I can't wait to see you guys next time and for you to be in there and listen. So I'm